All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is July 20th, Monday, 2026. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. Appreciate you being here. If you're looking for next level elite cybersecurity news and a dope AF community to do it with, level up as a professional, you're in the right place. We're going to go through the top stories today. You're off and running with coffee for Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Let's go! All right, what's up? I'm going to assume that the audio is good. Good to see you, Code Brew, Marcus Kyler. 18 hours, white knuckle driving down 95. Loving it, guys. What's up? Super pumped to be back here at the Buffer Auger Flow studio. Super glad to be back with the community. Enjoyed my in-laws, but there's just something that doesn't quite match sleeping in your own bed. Slept like an absolute baby belly full of milk the last 2 nights. I got to find a better place to put the chat because I'm trying to look at you guys and I'm like looking around a microphone boom arm, which is like, you know, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, for real though, way to go, Spain. That World Cup final was exciting. Thank you, Legrat. Thank you, Daniel Santiago. Guys, holla. If you're looking, all right, let me break it down for you guys. This is the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. We're going to go through 8 stories. I'm going to break them down, give you the headline and kind of the surface level story bits. And then we're going to double click in, go deeper and dive into the story. And I'm going to do my best to give you at least one, if not multiple, additional insights and value that you're just not going to get in a classroom or a textbook or anything like that. And the whole idea behind the show is, yes, we need to stay current on daily cyber threat so we can do threat landscaping, threat modeling, so we can be the best we can be as cyber professionals. You'll be asked in interviews, how do you stay current? This show is an absolute home run answer. And then on top of all that, my commitment to you is I desperately want to every day show up and help each of you take your career further, faster, learn from others, experiences, and just absolutely crush it if that's what you want. If you want to crush it in a cyber job, that's what we're doing here. It's all about good times. Now, of the 8 stories, I have reviewed and prepared for 0.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right. Ain't nobody got time for that. I want it real, authentic, and raw, and that's what we do here. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, you're in for a treat because you'll never know what my in-laws' house looks like. You'll only ever know the Buffer Auger Flow studio. Can I get a... Oh, yeah. Look at this. Purple light. Ooh. We got a blue light here you can't even see. Slightly off camera. Ooh. Stop. Behave, Buffer Auger Flow studio. And, of course, we do love retro, synthwave and whatnot, so... For you youngs, you probably don't even know what a DVD is. But yes, this is harken back to to the 90s, 2000s. If you know, you know. All right, guys, absolutely love it. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I see. Let's do this. Yeah, okay. So if you're here for the first time, I do want to thank you for checking us out and say welcome to the party, pal. If you want to take it to the next level, if you would like to network, if you're shy, introverted, and you're like, I don't know, these people seem awesome, but I'm a little nervous, allow me to help you out with the first thing you should do is drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Drop a hashtag first timer in chat and we will welcome you. There's a special sound effect I play. There's a special emote the squad members drop. It's just a way to welcome you to the community. We want everybody to feel welcome here. Our core values in this community are support, inclusion, and empowerment. And they're not just words on the wall. They are legit how we're feeling. So what's up? All right, guys. Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So go to cyberthreatbrief.simplycyber.io, the official webpage of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. By the way, you can add it to your calendar so you never miss an episode. But on the top, if you hit CPE, guys, as soon as I get off the phone with you and run through my morning meetings, I'm absolutely going to replace this trackball mouse. You're dead to me, trackball. The clicking doesn't click enough. I end up clicking on things I don't want to click on. The right click doesn't work. Left click, once out of every two. You're on a short, like, dead man walking, dead trackball walking. All right, listen, CPEs, you go here, put in your name, email, check the two boxes, hit the submit attestation button. And on the first of the month, what's up, Dream Logic? Good to see you. On the first of the month, I will email you. August 1st, I'll email you all of the July CPEs you got in one clean email, one clean certificate. It's awesome. It is awesome. Now, I will ask you during Cyber Career Hotline for recommendations on mice or trackballs. I'm more of a trackball guy, but thank you. All right. So we did our CPEs. Oh, every day of the week has a special segment. Mondays is Simply Cyber's Community Member of the Week, sponsored by ThreatLocker, which means I get to give out a $100 Amazon gift card to one of our community members. Oh, it's all about good times. I love it. And we'll get into it a little bit later. That's at the mid-roll. But first, I do want to, I'm literally clicking a tab on my browser, and it's not happening. Hold on. I want to have a special segment during Cyber Career Hotline for the mice, because I can't, like, I see Space Tacos recommending one. I do want recommendations, but I want to pull them up and talk about them. Guys, before we go any further, allow me the opportunity to say thank you to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to replace this broken mouse, those who enable me to give $100 Amazon gift card prizes away, those who enable me to, get polo shirts so I look like a real professional. All right, guys. Start with anti-siphon training. Guys, InfoSec Age of AI Summit is coming August 14th, just 25 short days away. If you want, coming back off the heels of DEF CON, you're feeling a little foggy brain, got a little foggy brain, you want to sit down for 6.5 hours, soak up some AI learning in the comfort of your own office? Well, Anti-Siphon Training has got you covered. Register for free now and join, get 6.5 CPEs. If you're not learning AI, I am sorry. I can't help you. You've got to do this. This is not a nice to have. This is a must have. Learning AI. You can learn from the offensive side, like how to exfil things, the SOC side, building custom agents, or even agentic AI for your business operations. Okay, what happens when AI lies to your SOC? I don't know. Molly Carrera is going to tell us. I am registered for this. One of the cool things about it is we can all hang out in Discord and JawJack while the summit's going on. Don't miss this opportunity. I'm going to drop a link in chat right now. There we go. I also want to say holla to Flare. Now, hold on. Flare, but hold on. I updated the... Oh, my God, I hate this mouse. Bro. Yes, check this out. Guys, Flare is putting on this really fun experience. CTI, Cyber Threat Intelligence SummerSlam, July 29th, 12 to 2 p.m., July 29th. That's 9 days away. Oh, this mouse. Wednesday, July 29th, noon to 2. And I got to tell you, it's cool. This is a really cool. It's longer than 2 hours, it feels like, okay? 8 dedicated researchers, virtual talks, a lot of debating, a lot of learning, And guess what? Paula, it's your boy. This guy, 2Thumbs, I am part of it. And in the most GRC fashion ever, I am the official. I'm going to be wearing a referee jersey, and I am going to be giving points out, taking points away. I'm going to be judging people. Oh, it's going to be glorious. So join me and the team at Flair as we have an absolute rip-roaring good time at CTI SummerSlam. It's a virtual event, free to join. It's 2 hours. I didn't even tell him I wanted this retro synthwave vibe. Look at this thing. Hot pinks, purples, blues. The palm trees are here. Oh, it's so good. And yes, I get to absolutely exploit the power and the permissions that I'm given as lead official. So come join that. Go to simplycyber.io/Flair. What's up, IT Slim? Good to see you. Go to simplycyber.io/Flair now to sign up. Again, free. Dude, I love it. All my sponsors offer all this free stuff. It's awesome. Finally, what up, Threat Locker? Straight crushing it like an enterprise-grade system would. Meet the world's leading zero-trust platform. Application denied by default on the endpoint, in the cloud, on the network, everywhere. Nothing is allowed to pass. These guys are crushing it. Let's hear from them, and then I'm going to break the news down. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right. Here we go. Do me a favor, everyone. I didn't see any first-timers. Do me a favor, everyone. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news, where's my spicy? Wash over us all in an awesome way. All right, now I don't know the volume. I can't tell the volumes on anything right now, so let's hope. You guys tell me if you need me to crank up the podcast. Fuck, come on!
From the CISO
I swear to God, this mouse is not even going to make it to the end of the show.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, July 20th, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Dairy company The company, a subsidiary of Ford Production in the US. The intrusion occurred on Thursday, and the full scope of the incident isn't yet known. Coca-Cola emphasized that product quality and safety had not been impacted, and Fairlife's operations in Canada have not been affected. No mention of a ransomware group or any information about a breach has yet been made. Microsoft warns of surge in ACR stealer.
All right, so the deal is when you come back from vacation, it doesn't even have to have had a power surge, which I did have a power surge, so everything was kind of jacked up. Like my Stream Deck doesn't work now. All right, I know. You guys are probably like, cry me a river, Jerry. All right, here we go. Fairlife, a dairy company I've never heard of, owned by a conglomerate, Coca-Cola, suffers a cyber attack. Now, two things. One, if you boil this down all the way, this is simply a manufacturing industry ransomware attack. Okay, this is super garden variety. Okay, I'm gonna have to undo the top button here. Don't everybody relax. It's like choking me out right now. Manufacturing company is like healthcare and manufacturing are the top industries. Last time I checked, to get hit with ransomware. Most notably, one, because healthcare, it's patient safety, and two, manufacturing, because manufacturing, not only do they have really lean margins, meaning they don't make a lot of profit, but manufacturing, it's very easy for them to tell you how much money they make per minute per, a lot of times manufacturing lines run 24/7. So any type of downtime or business operations impact results in money, and like leadership knows that, right? Leadership can say, "Oh, we're going to be down for 48 hours. That's equivalent to $732,000. They're asking for a $50,000 ransom. This is a no-brainer. Pay the ransom." Like, you know what I mean? Like it lends itself to doing the math quickly. So, it's delight. Now, Coca-Cola came out and said, "Hey, this didn't affect production or quality." Um, and the reason is because a lot of times manufacturing lines, not a lot. Let me rephrase this. Sometimes manufacturing lines are operational technology, but I did work in manufacturing, and there are special machines, but there's usually like a Windows machine connected for the operator to sit at. So it's not like it's some special Windows OS, ICS flavor of Windows, but it's usually on a separate network segment, right? So you have like the manufacturing segment, and then you have the IT or business infrastructure segment. And it sounds like the business infrastructure side got hit, which makes a lot of sense, because if Carl, where are you, Carl? Carl? If Carl clicks on a email, you know what I mean? Like a guy on the manufacturing line is not checking email, all right? So it would make sense. If I had to guess, this attack came in via email, and then detonated malware, or a click fix type attack, and employee ran PowerShell on their own machine, got infected, and then ransomware. That's what I would think about that. The other thing that I would say, thank you very much, TJ, for the volume shout out. One other thing that I would say that is just kind of interesting, and I only know it because I worked in manufacturing. A lot of times you would say, "Hey, listen, everybody needs to have their own user account," right? Like Rhonda Rummerfield has, her own user account. Christopher Lycia has his own user account. Code Brew has his own user account, and that's what you log in with, right? This is like fundamental identity and access management. Use your own user account. Here's the reality. On the manufacturing line, that Windows machine on the manufacturing line, because they're running 24/7 and you have an operator who sits there for 8 hours, they don't really log in the sense of that, right? So like there's 3 people, right? Like, just to make it simple. I sit there from 9 to 5, then Berlinda comes in from 5 to, or not, 5 to whatever, 1 a.m. And then Code Brew comes in from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. and I relieve them. So they're not logging in and logging out of this machine. It's just like the operator sitting at the machine, and just goes and goes and goes. So there's entire groups of users in manufacturing that don't even get an email address. They don't have a user account. They just show up and they push the button. They push the button. They push the button, right? I know that sounds monotonous, but whatever, that's the job. So why do I tell you that? Number one, because you may not realize that in manufacturing, there's a lot of people who don't even have user accounts that work there. Number two, if your entire information security awareness program is based on sending people email, there's an entire segment of users who are not receiving that. Now, you might be like, well, if they don't have email, they can't fall for a phishing email, guy. So what's up with that? That's a fair point, and that would actually be a great way of managing risk. However, they're still users. They still pick up USB drives in the parking lot. There's still like, people who probably have cell phones, probably have their own computers and stuff. So like, to me, I love educating people to protect themselves in general, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I'm teaching you only to protect the business. And when you get home, I don't give a crap what you click on. No. I'm trying to level everybody up. No, Legrad, I put the DVD on there for fun. That's a 10-hour screensaver. I don't know. I thought it was fun. The thing is, I've been gone for a month, so normally I have the retro synthwave screensaver, but it's always in my like recent watch thing, and I couldn't pull it up because I'm having tech issues, y'all. All right, I didn't want to get into it. First things first, let's do this show, and then I'll get my Stream Deck fixed, and then I'm going to burn this mouse in an effigy.
Attacks on customers. The observed surge in attacks using the ACR Stealer malware to steal browser-stored passwords, authentication tokens, and sensitive documents from its enterprise customers appears to be yet another incident of click-fix social engineering. ACR Stealer is a malware as a service operation believed to be a rebranding of the Amatera Stealer malware. This current alert highlights two different intrusion chains, one that executes a command to run a malicious DLL from a remote WebDAV share, and another that exploits Microsoft HTML application host. Abbott Labs investigates...
Hold on. I can't stop the podcast super easily. Okay, so Microsoft... Guys, anytime Microsoft, Amazon, or Google say that they're observing something, take it as a fact because they have a massive footprint for telemetry, right? Microsoft Azure, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, like they have a boatload of raw telemetry. Oh, TJ, I'm good, dude. I'm good. I just go from 0 to super pissed when tech doesn't work for me. And then I go back down to 0. And by the way, that's how you can tell if someone's from Boston. If they get like incendiarily hot, angry about something and then instantly cool down, that's good chance you're from the from the Boston area. All right. ClickFix social engineering method, of course. Again, I said this last week. If you don't know what ClickFix is, learn it. It is not only is it wildly popular with threat actors right now, people in your interviews are going to know what ClickFix is too. So if you can flex, it's like they're like, oh yeah, this person knows what's up. Michael Fink says mass driving. Are you kidding me, dude? People in Massachusetts know how to drive like absolute bosses. That's one thing we got right, our ability to drive. All right. Malware is a service operation. Basically, a threat actor has set up a business on the dark web selling malware and supporting it. Okay. They don't really care. There's multiple delivery methods. It doesn't matter. You just want to get the malware to detonate on the machine. Okay. Soap Flavor says, I feel valued out. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Threat actors abusing WebDAV. I will tell you, WebDAV has been around for a long time. I'm not really smart on what WebDAV is. I know it's like some function of, I think Microsoft Server, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I definitely don't know WebDAV. It's been around for a while. It's always kind of like floating by. All right. Microsoft says the threat actor typically used a GUID-based directory structure and file names in the WebDAV path. Okay. By the way, GUID is pronounced GUID. Communication with C2, heavily obfuscated PowerShell script. Sure. Bundle Python loader. Sure. All right. They're writing to a blockchain. So what, dude? Who gives a crap? Like, despite the difference. And they're stealing passwords. They're stealing secrets. Okay. Hold on. Thank you, Microsoft, for this graphic. Person falls for ClickFix and runs PowerShell. And then all their creds and credentials, cookies, tokens get compromised. That's it. All right. All right, here's the deal. What Microsoft is recommending you do, which, by the way, depending on the size of your organization, you won't be able to do yourself. You'll have to ask the firewall team or the network team. Block low reputation or new domains. You can do that with a next-gen firewall. Restrict access to online resources not required for business operations. Good luck with that. Guys, I hate this kind of crap, dude. Like, restrict access to online resources not required for business operations. This is a really highbrow, you know, three-piece suit way of saying don't allow people to go to websites that they don't need to. Like, yeah, you can block triple X domains, but dude, restrict access to online resources not required for business operations. Dude, you're gonna block Google and all the results on Google? You know what I mean? Like it's just stupid. Like this is the most again, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to crap on Microsoft here, but this is like the most low effort recommendation I've seen in a while. This is the equivalent of getting a pen test report and it just says in the executive summary, patch your things. Like, dude, come on. Restrict access to restrict access to websites. Okay. Good luck with that. They do say app controls can restrict launching content. This is what Threat Locker does, by the way. So Threat Locker would work in this instance. All right, Microsoft does provide a list of recommended mitigations along with IOCs. Where's the report, dude? Hold on. Frickin'. Here we go. Hold on. Gotta like dig out, man. Oh boy, look at all this. This is nice. Ooh, so hot. So hot. Okay. There's a Python script for you. Let that wash over you in an awesome wave. Come on, where are the IOCs, dude? Okay, here are the IOCs. They've got domain names. That's it. All right. You can block these domain names, but this is like not super. This isn't going to do much for you, okay? All right. Like the threat actors can change the domain names pretty quickly. Look at this. David Bianco. Pyramid of Pain. David Bianco, the guy I shared an elevator with and didn't realize it was him until an hour later. I almost wanted to punch myself in the face. All right, look at this. This is David Bianco's Pyramid of Pain. This is how easy it is or how difficult it is for threat actors to change these, I guess, indicators of or not indicators, but like elements of their malicious thing, right? So hash values on a file is super easy. IP addresses is super easy. Domain names, dead center is simple. Okay? So when you're getting these IOCs as domain names, the threat actor can change them pretty quickly. So like, sure, you should look in your SIM to see if anybody in your environment went to these URLs, but you know, the only other thing I would say is they're stealing credentials with this stuff. So multi-factor authentication, all the things, and have your SIM looking for anomalous behavior, right? So Brown Coyote logging in at 2 a.m, or Sierra Montgomery, logging into a resource that she doesn't normally go access. It's difficult. Don't get me wrong. Identity and access management, and then detection on misuse is very difficult. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
2 cyber incidents amidst extortion claims. The pharmaceuticals giant is looking into 2 separate incidents, one after, quote, confirming unauthorized access to internal legacy Exact Sciences systems in its cancer diagnostics business, end quote. The other a separate claim that attackers breached its Lab Central portal and stole company data. The Shiny Hunters extortion gang has already added Abbott to its data leak site, and it has set a deadline of July 21st. Ernst & Young...
All right. For the sake of time, I'm not going to spend a bunch on this. Abbott Laboratories. I'm pretty sure Abbott is a healthcare biomedical device company. They got hit by Shiny Hunters. Shiny Hunters, I'm telling you, I've got this is a joke, but it's rooted in truth. I've got money riding on Kalshi that Shiny Hunters gets law enforcement takedown by the end of the year. Come on, Kalshi. By the way, these entire like prediction gambling market site things are ridiculous. I know I'm an old man yelling at a cloud, but Kalshi and Polymarket, what the hell? It's like our society's just like devolving. All right, so Shiny Hunters told Bleeping Computer, again, this is their operating model of reaching out to news outlets to let them know what's up through a phishing attack, voice phishing. Okay, so this is their move. They call help desk and they get credentials changed, or they get themselves added to multi-factor authentication, and then they log in. They compromised the Microsoft Entra single sign-on account and gained access to internal systems. I'm telling you, dude, threat actors aren't hacking in. They're logging in. Shiny Hunters. By the way, I hope Shiny Hunters gets taken down. I will say this, though. I love their look. I like their look and feel. Like this color, like the neon glow. It's hot, right? I mean,
that Hansel's so hot right now.
I'm not saying I like because it's cool. I support them. I'm just I can separate the fact that I think they're deplorable villains, and I like their branding guidelines. People can do that.
Closes data breach after support system intrusion. The auditing and professional services provider is notifying customers of a data breach, quote, caused by the compromise of a third-party support ticket system used by its IT personnel, end quote. The company says, quote, support tickets submitted through the platform may have included documents containing client tax information, end quote. This announcement refers to anomalous activity detected on its networks on April 23rd. Investigations show that an unauthorized third party accessed the platform between March 28th and April 12th and downloaded multiple documents, which included personal and financial data used to prepare tax filings. The company has not shared the number of customers affected or the countries impacted. No ransomware or extortion groups have yet taken responsibility for the attack.
All right, Ernst & Young, E&Y, one of the big four kind of back in the day, accounting firms. I mean, they're still considered kind of big, but they're like one of these like conglomerate professional services companies I'm always talking about that operate in DC. They're more of an accounting firm. So if you love yourself some Excel and you want to crunch numbers like a nerd, E&Y could be your bag. They are the world's fourth largest auditing and professional service provider, offering auditing, tax, consulting, and transaction advisory services. This is what I'm saying. I know that sounds like a bunch of nonsense and just kind of vagueness, but professional services offering auditing. Hello, GRC people. That's what I'm saying. When I say professional services, I mean they hire basically workforce people to come in and augment other companies or governments' staff. And auditing is required a lot of times for government. I got my start in, I got my start as a software developer, but FISMA auditing, right, is a great one. Great example. Not Ernst & Young, Booz Allen, but anyways, they got hit with, dude, they employ 406,000 people. Jesus criminy. Wow. Can you imagine being the CISO of Ernst & Young? Hold on, I got to look at this person. LinkedIn. Hold on. I got to see. I want to see if this person, they're like age 27 and they look like they're 900 years old. Hold on. Hold on. Ernst & Young. You know what? I probably should just do Google it. Ernst Young. All right, let's go. Barbara O'Neill. Come on down, Barbara. Let's see what she's got. Barbara O'Neill. Come on, Barb. All right. EV, Ernst & Young Global Chief Information Security Officer. Holy crap. I can't imagine. Nice job, Barbara. I cannot imagine being the CISO of a 400,000 person business. Whew. Got to get her on Firesides. So anyways, Ernst & Young got hit. She's obviously having a crap day, right? Because believe this. Barbara was read in on this situation before anything was like a lot of people were like, get Barbara on the phone now. We need to talk to Barbara. Okay, so let's see what Barbara had to deal with. Company, hold on. Personal and financial data contained in or used to prepare tax filings. Ooh, not good. They got hit between March 28th and April 12th and downloaded multiple documents. Okay, this is like such a... Ugh. The company also states that it's not aware of any misuse or further exposure of the stolen files and no indication that particular individuals were targeted. Okay, so Barbara isn't the one who said this. This is a lawyer thing all day long. I mean, dude, they just stole the data. It's for sale, I bet, on the dark web, right? Even if I stole the data and then attack somebody, like, how would they know? Like, no one, like, threat actors aren't calling Ernst & Young and being like, hey, I'm the guy who stole the data and I'm attacking Jim Bob down in, Arkansas. You know what I mean? Like, or Texarkana or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is like a Ernst & Young, 400,000 person company, $53 billion annual revenue. But this is a nothing story. A large company suffered a data breach. Whatever. Like, I'll forget about this before the show's over. But believe this, she definitely is well up on this one. Like, if you bumped into her at a Starbucks this morning, you could be like, Barbara, data breach, huh? She's like, oh my God. Am I right? Okay.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Quiller AI. AI agents don't ask permission. They act. Moving data, triggering workflows, changing systems. Quiller AI is the permission layer they never had. Its decision engine evaluates the content, context, and intent of every action before it completes. Alerts tell you later. Quiller AI decides now. Visit Quiller AI, that is QUILR.ai. Stay safe. Quiller it.
All right. I'm going to do, I guess I'll do more fish. Oh, by the way, shout out to Stonesfin, Rob Cooper, who made a fish playlist. All right. Hold on one second, guys. All right, here we go. All right, guys. I want to say thank you very much. I hope you guys are enjoying the show on this lovely Monday, July 20th. I want to say again, thank you to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Anti-Siphon, Flare, for all they do to help the show. Every single day of the week has a special segment, and Mondays is Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, and it is sponsored by ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker, it takes a village, y'all. Application denied by default, all the things. And I want to say shout out to this week's Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. I'm not sure if he's here. I think he's been watching on replay quite a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, Stones fan, Rob Cooper, Arizona's own. This guy, he is the one behind the fish playlist. He's been a long-time community member. I had to do some work in like Phoenix or Tucson or Scottsdale. I forget where I went. I went somewhere in Arizona and met up with him. We had lunch. We high-fived. I think I had beer with him. It was awesome. This dude's awesome. He is absolutely Simply Cyber community member, living those core values. So if you enjoy the music, you can thank Rob Cooper. So Rob, thanks so much, dude. Connect with me on Discord, and I'll get you your Amazon gift card. Also, looks like Rob's open to work. So if you're looking to drive effective GRC programs, my boy Rob's got your back. By the way, look at this GRC mafia. Just straight up huge header GRC risk and compliance. I love it. He's such a good dude, too. Big fan of him. All right, guys. So that is your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief mid-roll. Let's get back into the news, shall we?
Forty sandbox flaws now under active attack. Following up on a story we covered in June, a pair of critical Forti sandbox bugs are now confirmed as being actively exploited. Both of these bugs carry CVSS scores of 9.1 and affect Forti Sandbox, Forti Sandbox Cloud, and Forti Sandbox Platform as a Service. They are OS command injection flaws that allow unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary commands via specially crafted HTTP requests, requiring neither valid credentials nor user interaction. The fact that CISA has now added both bugs to its KEV catalog means that the agency has evidence that the vulnerabilities are being actively exploited.
All right, somebody get Real Bilbo on the phone. We've got another Fortinet problem here. My God, dude. Like, I swear to God, we got to make like a funny t-shirt or graphic or something that just is like dunking on Fortinet. So this time it's the Forti Sandbox Cloud and Forti Sandbox PaaS, Platform as a Service. If I had to guess, it's some type of security tool that detonates payloads and checks them to see if they're malicious before allowing them to detonate on an endpoint. That's what a sandbox typically does. This particular CVE is, hold on 1 second. Let's do DJ BSEC's EPSS tool. Oh my God. All right, here we go. This is, whoa. All right. So, by the way, someone's going to be coming on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief soon. I can't remember who now, that like thinks EPSS is not good. So they're going to make that argument. But until further notice, this particular vulnerability has an 84% score, meaning the chances of you suffering an exploitation in the next 30 days, if you have this technology, is incredibly high. 84%. That's a higher percentage than Kalshi had Spain winning the World Cup, 59%. And how bad is it? It's pretty much one of the worst vulnerabilities in the entire catalog. So, yeah, as Marcus Kyler screams in all caps, stop the stream. This is absolutely, like, I would almost argue, if you're hearing about this from me, after you get this sorted out, you should probably look at your own I guess, threat intelligence and current asset inventory and update your situation so you are made aware when tech that you have in your environment gets a serious update like this. CISA is, basically told people that in the government that they need to, they got to patch it. You got to patch it. So, yeah, this sucks, man. Hold on. So in my mind, the next immediate thing I want to know is, how do I fix it? Is it simply just patch it, or is it oh my God. Fortinet releases fixes in June. So the patches have already been around for over a month. So your vulnerability management program should have taken care of this. What I would encourage you to do is, this is such a bad problem that I would recommend you follow up with your networking team or whoever's responsible for the Forti Sandbox and just say, hey, real quick, I know you guys do a great work. You're regularly keeping your stuff current. This is a pretty nasty vulnerability. So can you let me know if you patched this back in June? And if not, I need you to prioritize patching this immediately. And then if they have not, if they didn't patch it in June and they're going to patch it right now, that's fine. Patch it right now. But you have an obligation now to go look in the logs to see if you have suffered an attack. So this is kind of like the deal, right? Number one, you got to fix the problem. But then number two, you got to see if you were compromised, right? This is the equivalent, okay? This is the equivalent. I love metaphors. This is the equivalent of like say you own like a convenience store, right? Just to be silly. You own a convenience store, or you own you like everybody sleeps somewhere, right? So let's say it's your house, your apartment, or whatever, and you come home after a vacation weekend or whatever, and you left your door open or you forgot to close your garage door. Okay. Now that doesn't mean anybody entered your home or anybody stole your stuff. It just means you left the door open. This is the equivalent of having a vulnerability go unpatched. Okay. So if the team patched it, that means you called your neighbor right after you left and your neighbor ran over and closed your door. No problem. Zero risk. You come home after the weekend and the door's open and you're like, damn it, I forgot to close the door. Now you close the door. You've patched the problem. That's fine. No one's going to enter. But you have to go back to your surveillance footage and look through all your surveillance footage that you have of your home and see if anyone entered. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Like, it doesn't mean someone did enter. It doesn't mean someone didn't enter. You just have to go look. And if you don't have surveillance footage, that's the equivalent of not having any logs. You don't have logging on. And without logs, sorry, dude, you're all out of luck. You're not going to be able to determine if there was access or not. Now, of course, if something's missing, something's stolen, something's compromised, ransomware is running in your house, of course, that's an indicator that someone was in there. But you have to do that. That's the job. That's the job. That's why, guys, that's why our job is wicked hard. Okay. If you think that cyber is just to like show up, punch in, check email, drink a matcha latte, and then go home, like some of these stupid ass videos you see on a day in the life of a cyber professional, it's like, I usually get to work around 10 a.m., come in the side door so Lundberg doesn't see me. I sip some coffee, go to lunch at 11:30, and bang out around 2 p.m., go get some drinks with my friends. No, that's not reality. That's not how cyber works. Okay. Let's keep going. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole. Dude.
New WP2 shell WordPress core flaw lets unauthenticated attackers run code. According to researchers at Asset Note, the attack surface management arm of Searchlight Cyber, quote, an anonymous HTTP request can run code on a WordPress site. The bug is in core, so a bare install with 0 plugins is exploitable. It has no preconditions and can be exploited by an anonymous user, end quote. Named WP2 shell, that is WP, the number 2, and then shell, it is actually 2 bugs, each with CVE numbers. Every WordPress site based on versions 6.9 and 7.0 was a target up until last Friday, at which point WordPress shipped 6.9.5 and 7.0.2 and enabled what it calls forced updates through its auto-update system.
Yeah.
CISA adds share.
Forced updates, that's what I'm talking about. You don't get a choice. All right, guys, if today's your first day in cybersecurity, I've been given the extreme distinguished pleasure to introduce you to WordPress. Get familiar with it. It's constantly having problems. It's not really WordPress. It's usually plugins. This is a problem with actual WordPress itself as a platform. Pre-authentication remote code execution. I don't know. No one really says pre-auth. To me, it's unauthenticated remote code execution. Looks like Gen Z is trying to forge their own path, right? They're trying to go their own way, right? By calling it pre-auth, whatever, dude. Who cares? It's unauthenticated remote code execution, which if you're trying to fill out your bingo card, is the grossest. The grossest is unauthenticated RCE. It means you don't need a account and you can, oh my God, what is this? You don't need an account and you can do whatever you want, usually running as root or system, depending on what the underlying OS is. WP2 shell, anything to shell is hot, right? Log2 shell, whatever. Elliot Matisse to shell, it doesn't matter. Shell, to shell is typically meaning like to terminal window, like so you can get like direct access to the underlying operating system and then you're off and running. Dude, WordPress just straight up patching these things automatically. Oh, you got to patch it. You got to patch it. Make sure you're on 7.1 beta 2, I guess. If you're running an old version pre 6.8, it's actually not exploitable. So every once in a while, it's actually hilarious. Every once in a while, a really nasty vulnerability will exist with an exploit out in the wild, and people's systems will be secure because they didn't patch, right? Like it's not, the vulnerability isn't present on the machine because they're like 5 versions behind. It's usually hilarious. And unfortunately, every once in a while, you'll get some, what's the word I want to use? You'll get some type of non-team player, IT engineer, typically named Kevin, looking at you, Kevin. And they'll be like, see, that's why I don't patch. We're secure. And then they lean way back and put their feet up like they did something. But in reality, they did nothing. And it's just a coincidence. Ugh. Freaking Kevin. So, there really is a Kevin in my career history. He's actually a good guy. He's just like, he was a really good guy. He's just, he wronged me during a tabletop exercise, and forever after, I'm like, all right, I was wronged. All right, dude, here's the thing. If you're running WordPress, it shouldn't be a surprise to you. Make sure it's up to date. Again, this is like no different than the last story about Fortinet. Same things apply. Patch it and then go look to see if it's been exploited. The only difference is the Fortinet one, there's an active exploit in the wild and they're seeing exploitation. The this WordPress one only has a working proof of concept. So like someone can take the proof of concept and develop it into a full exploit. But right now, it's not a full exploit in the wild. So you still have some time. Basically, the Fortinet one's further down the road of bad than this one. Okay.
Point RCE 0 day to KEV catalog. This newly patched security flaw impacts Microsoft's SharePoint server. It has a score of 9.8 and is described as, quote, a critical deserialization of untrusted data vulnerability that allows an unauthorized...
Hold on one second. Mercy actually has a very good question. Mercy Lena says, how do we balance between unstable new patch and risk of exploit from vulnerability? Let's do this story, and then I'll answer that question, Mercy. And if I forget, remind me, okay? But it's an excellent question.
Attacker to execute arbitrary code, end quote. Microsoft noted that the vulnerability is remotely exploitable over the internet and that an attacker does not require significant prior knowledge of the system and can achieve repeatable success with the payload against the vulnerable component. The flaw was entered into the KEV catalog last Thursday, and federal agencies had until yesterday, Sunday, to update their instances to the latest supported versions. AI spam filters are getting fooled.
All right. So here's another issue of SharePoint Online having a vulnerability and CISA coming out and saying, hey, listen, we've seen it being exploited in the wild. If you're running it, you have to patch it if you're a federal government entity. And if for the rest of us, thank you. And for the rest of us, mere mortals, we should patch it. We don't have to. The federal government doesn't have any influence over us in the private sector, but it's a good practice. It's a best practice. In this particular instance, the attacker does have to be authenticated as at least a site owner, which is not arbitrary. It's not like a guest. And they could write arbitrary code to inject and execute code remotely on the server. I don't think this is SharePoint in the cloud, actually. I think this is like if you're running Microsoft Windows server with a SharePoint server instance on it. It says it's remotely exploitable over the internet. Sure. Here's the thing. It's remotely exploitable over the internet, but the threat actor still needs a user account that authenticates in to the environment, right? So it's a little bit higher of a barrier to jump over. And it's affecting Microsoft SharePoint Server 2019, 2016, and some subscription edition server, whatever that is. There's patches. You got to patch it. Okay.
You gotta.
All right. So Fortinet, you got to patch it. WordPress, you got to patch it. SharePoint, you got to patch it. Whatever. Dude, like who the hell's, I'm sorry, who's running Microsoft SharePoint 2016? That's 10 years old. And I know somewhere someone is, but like, I don't know, man. SharePoint always starts as a good idea, and then it just turns into an absolute yard sale. All right, so Mercy's question applies here. I'm saying you got to patch it. Patch the SharePoint. Now, Mercy says, how do we balance between an unstable patch and risk of exploit from vulnerability? This is a good question. Let me answer it really quickly. Number one, it depends, right? Like, you have to do the calculus. Like, here's the thing. How bad, if this vulnerability gets exploited, how bad is it? What's the impact, right? And then what's the likelihood of impact? Or excuse me, what's the likelihood of exploitation? If this is an internet-facing vulnerability or system that's super sensitive, like let's say it's a firewall, it's internet-facing, and there's a remote code, unauthenticated exploit. Oh my God, I'm mixing words now. I want more coffee. Let's say there's a remote code, unauthenticated vulnerability that is being actively exploited in the wild. This is pretty much like the worst scenario you could have. Okay. That is really bad. So for me, I don't care how unstable the patch is, patch it, because I'd rather deal with a, either mediocre performing system or an issue than have it be exploited, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same as like taking it offline, right? Now, let's say that it's like, it's a very difficult to exploit vulnerability. There's no exploit out there. You have to have high privileges. It has to be chained, all these other things. And the patch is considered unstable right now. Well, in that instance, maybe you just put additional detections in place to keep an eye on that thing and wait until the patch becomes stable. This, again, I love using metaphors. To me, that's the same instance as, like, let's say you have a fence, right? Like you have a farm or a ranch, a dude ranch, and you've got a fence, right? And then the fence has a hole in it, right? Like you discover a vulnerability, like the fence has a hole in it, right? Well, there's like duct tape to patch it, or you can get like real brand new great lumber, but it's going to take a week for that great lumber to come in. So instead of putting the duct tape there, you just sit someone there, right? Like a junior analyst or an intern or a cowboy, and you sit their butt on the fence and you say, I want you to stand here and make sure nothing weird comes through this fence and nothing weird goes out of the fence. All right? We'll be back in a week with some brand new lumber and fix this fence up. Done. That's it, right? That's the deal. Bruce and Hack says no compromising controls. I think he means no compensating controls. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, depending on, you could put detections in place. Of course, if it's like an internet-facing thing, you might be able to put some choke points from that asset. So, like, think of it as like, I don't know, like a toll booth or something. Like, if someone were to exploit and come in through that device, they would have to pass through, this network segment or whatever, and you can look for things there. All right. Hopefully, Mercy, let me know if that helped. Mercy Lena. Also, if you're here for the first time, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Oh my God, Kyle mentioned in the poem. Haven't thought about the word poem in a minute.
By old-fashioned text assaulting. According to the cybersecurity firm Barracuda, attackers are using a long-established technique known as text salting to enable phishing emails and spam to elude new AI-powered spam filters. The technique involves adding random, harmless-seeming words into the body of the message to, quote, fool an AI email scanning system into thinking the message is benign, something most human readers would latch onto, end quote. Techniques also used include CSS cropping, which sets the visible window small enough that a human won't see the hidden filler text, as well as zero font techniques to make these misleading words visible to the scanning software but not to a human reader. To counter this, Barracuda recommends, quote, a layered approach to email security rather than relying solely on keyword detection. This includes checking sender reputation, authentication results, embedded URLs, HTML rendering techniques, and differences between user-visible and hidden content. End quote. If you have some thoughts on the news.
Okay, so I mean, this has been done, numerous times in the past already. This is not about, my understanding, this is not about getting AI to execute commands like prompt injection. This is more around getting around AI analysis of email, right? So I send a malicious email. Hey, you've got a overdue invoice, pay it now. AI email gateways are like, nope, this looks like a spam or phish, not going to deliver it. The threat actors are using text salting. So, they'll have like, I don't know. Again, this is not what they would do, but it makes the point. They'll have like the first chapter of A Tale of Two Cities in the email body, but it'll have font size 0, or they'll use CSS, cascading style sheets, to make the first paragraph of, the first chapter of A Tale of Two Cities not render in the email. So a human doesn't see it, but when AI reads it, the AI is like, oh, okay, like this is clearly, this is not a phishing email, right? So basically, I mean, this is just a classic example of threat actors. Threat actors are good. This is why it's a cat and mouse game for us. We have AI tools. They're getting around them. Dude, AI is great, but it's by no means a silver bullet, okay? And by the way, like, again, the AIs continue to get better and stuff like that. But when people are like, oh my God, AI, it's going to be Skynet. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time, like, you can get past it like with this attack technique, right? So also my son told me yesterday that I guess two like robot, I guess like body, robot bodies with AI brains got married in Japan this weekend and had a robot dog as their officiant. I don't know anything about that. Sounds like a marketing campaign, but whatever. All right, let's continue. Bro. Alrighty, yo. That is going to do it today for Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I hope you enjoyed the living crap out of that show. I certainly did. It's Monday. I'm at the Buffer Auger Flow studio, and the party keeps going on. Heck yeah, dude. Stay tuned. We got Cyber Career Hotline. I am going to be answering all your questions and more, and hopefully you can help me get a new mouse. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Till next time, stay secure. Holla.
I'm Dr. Gerald Auger. This is the Cyber Career Hotline. If you're building a career in cybersecurity, this show is for you. Let's get into it.
Bro. Hold on, I'm trying, guys. My freaking mouse. All right, welcome to Cyber Career Hotline. I'm your host, Jerry Guy. Oh, hold on. You know what I haven't been able to do in a minute? What's up? It's Jerry Guy. Wah, wah, wah. Cue the DJ foghorn. Wah, wah, wah. Get the fog machine going, the lights. Somebody get DJ BSEC on the horn. We gotta class this joint up here. All right. So I'm gonna do this. If you got questions, drop them in chat with a Q. I am here to help. That's all I want to do. By the way, I've been like low-key thinking about having Cyber Career Hotline as a separate show. Like, I want to try it. For 5 days. Bear with me. 5 days. Like where we end the stream, Daily Cyber Threat Brief, and then within like 30 seconds, I start Cyber Career Hotline as a new stream. I just want to try it to see, because a lot of people are not finding Cyber Career Hotline, which is cool in that, the show is easy to get into. But a lot of people could probably benefit from what we're doing here. All right, question. Not a Cyber Career Hotline question, but what happened to the merch site? Did it move? Yeah, so hold on a second. Kimberly, do we have an update on this? Okay, cool. All right. Hey, I'm just going to show you really quickly. Listen, I'm going to, we're going to do a big grand opening, 20% off everything, all these things, but I'll just show you, Mike, because like it is a good question. So I partnered with this new company called Brand Sauce. You guys can go here. I would say wait though, because you're going to be able to get 20% off if you want. Anyways, this is the site, and then I did talk to some people over in the SC Nerds channel. Thanks, guys. Got the pint glass, the socks. Shamiria Gonzalez is a sucker for some socks. I asked for this running shirt personally. This running shirt's phenomenal. I've run with it. It's great. I think Kimberly wanted the notebook. So yeah, this is it right here. I even threw some stuff in here. And here's the cool thing. One of the reasons I want to switch, somebody asked for a baby outfit. One of the reasons I asked to switch is because now if I want to give away, say I want to give away one of these like things, right? Like say it's like Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. I could say, hey, listen, you can have anything you want in the store. Before, I would have to be like, okay, like, what do you want? Okay, give me your address. Okay, and then I'd have to go in, make the purchase with my credit card, mail it to you, all these things. It was like very, very, it was a lot. It was a big lift, okay? With this one, I can give you a code and you can buy whatever you want. So like you could spend $19 and get a pint glass, or you could buy this $93 backpack. And like, I'll just eat the cost. Like they have my credit card on file there, and just, I'll eat the cost, but I can just give you a code and then you can do self-serve, right? So that's the deal with that. But like I said, stay tuned for the grand opening, because I want to like raffle off five things, right? Like 5 prizes and 20% off. And it's just, Kimberly's been helping me with this. She's got the updates on that. So if you guys like it, cool. And if you don't, well, that's okay. Here, I'm dropping a link in chat in case somebody wants to do it. All right, let's continue on. Roswell UK says they missed Jerry Guy. Thank you, Roswell. Missed you too. Thanks, Sierra Montgomery. Welcome back. All right, continuing to look through chat. All right. Okay. Great. Okay, here we go. Space Tacos, thank you. What's one thing you really miss about New England? Something you'd almost move back to Boston for? Well, there's nothing I would move back to Boston for, okay? And so I guess I'd put it that way. There's nothing I'd move back to Boston for. I do want to point out something really quickly that is probably not germane. Well, it's probably not within the scope of your question, but like the state of Massachusetts has like a really big, like the governor of Massachusetts, like people pay ridiculous amounts of taxes in the state of Massachusetts. Like Massachusetts is brutal for taking your money, basically. So it's like really, really expensive to live there because of all the taxes and stuff. So I'm not a huge fan. Like if I had to move back to New England, I would try to move to like Vermont, New Hampshire, right? Just to not be in Massachusetts jurisdiction. But in the spirit of your question, I mean, I wouldn't eat them all the time, but like I love fried clams, and you can't get fried clams in the South. So also, for those who are in the Massachusetts area, you probably know what town spas are. Maine's fine too. Town spas are, I don't know why they call them town spas. They're not spas. They're like local bars. You know, like In Eastern Massachusetts, there's this idea of like neighborhood bars where like families go and stuff. It's not like you're getting hammered. It's not Moe's Tavern. It's like, think of like what, I don't know, Ground Round was, or Ruby Tuesdays, except like it's a one-off mom and pop shop, and there's usually like a horseshoe bar. There's booths and stuff. There's keno going on, and it's like your neighborhood bar, restaurant, kitchen thing. And a lot of times they're called town spas. Like it'll be like Easton Town Spa, Bridgewater Town Spa. And usually there's a thing called pub pizza, which you can only really get there. I miss that too, but not enough to move back. All right. Roswell says, is it nice slipping back into the Buffer Auger Flow Studio and Logitech MX mouse all day long? I do love Logitech. This is a Logitech I'm using right now. I've used Logitech trackballs for years. This one, I don't know what the hell's going on with this one. Yeah, I love my studio. I love my studio. It's my workplace. I've got it built the way I want. I will tell you the Georgia thing, for those who have been following the Georgia subplot, right? I feel like I'm WWF or WWE. Like we've got storylines going on. The Georgia storyline continues to develop. I feel like we're 80% going to move, 20% not going to move. We continue to move forward with that. And if we do move, obviously the studio's not coming with me. I'll have to build a new one out there. And I'm going to go bigger. Soulshine says, how to trick a box during a three-way handshake so it doesn't know I was there. That doesn't happen. The entire point of the three-way handshake, just if this is a real question, I'll do my best to answer it. When you establish a three-way handshake, I mean, so the three-way handshake is part of how the transport control protocol, the TCP at the transport layer of the OSI stack, how it establishes a reliable connection, because TCP is connection full connections, meaning it needs to make sure that all packets get to the destination and that they get assembled in the correct order. That's why you do a three-way handshake, because when I send data, like right now I'm live streaming from my computer. As I spit into this microphone, it goes down the XLR cable into the mixing board, into my operating system, compressed into data packets, and fired across the internet. Not everything I'm saying right now goes into one packet. So the packets are coming back, and then when it gets to restream, the server hosting this particular stream, those packets have to get reassembled. Well, maybe some packets go this way through Virginia, and some packets go this way through Kentucky. Well, they get to the restream server in a different order. The restream server needs to know which order they go in. Oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And oh, by the way, the fourth frame or the fourth packet is corrupted because we do a check on it. Hey, Jerry, send me that fourth packet again. All of this is happening in near real time, which is amazing. For that to happen, you have to be connection full, which means there's no way for the server to know that you weren't there, because by definition it needs to know that you're there so it can ask for resend packets, confirm that all the packets have been sent, and that's the end of the stream, etc. So yeah, unless, hey, for the pen testers in chat, maybe there's some different way to do TCP, but the only way you can do TCP and not know you're there is to like initiate the three-way handshake, send the SYN packet, and then not reply to the SYNAC that comes back from the server. This is a classic SYN flood denial of service attack in the first place, but those things have gone the way of the dodo. I hope this answers your question. All right. Bruise and Hack says, is everything still customizable? Nope. It's a more official corporate shop. We still have the old shop. It's just, like I can't. I just had to remove the part where I am basically not chasing down, but like having to connect with everybody that's going to get something, get their sizes, get their address, go to the store, fill the cart, make the purchase, email, it was a lot. So no, the answer is no. The backpack is nice. I picked all the things that are in the store, right? So also, if there's things that you want that are not in the store, you could connect with me and I can try to do it. All right, it's 9:15. I'm going to keep answering questions, but then in 5 minutes, I would love to do the mouse talk. Hi, Jerry. And he said, oh, hey, it's Tom Lavin, my guy up in Buffalo. Hey, Tom, I was in friggin' Poughkeepsie last Wednesday, dude. Those wildfires are insane. I hope you're okay, man. Breathing that air sucked. All right. Hi, Jerry. Any suggestions for keeping a laptop secure and anonymous when unboxing? Planning the initial setup tonight. Ooh. Well, I mean, as far as secure goes, I mean, all the best practices, Tom, right? Anti-malware, put a pin on it. So like you can, when you log in, if you want to go real hardcore, you could put a privacy screen on it, etc. As far as anonymous goes, that is tricky in 2026 because a lot of systems want you to like log in. I know a lot of the Windows systems now, you have to like go around your elbow to get to your butt in order to like not have a Microsoft Office 365 account. So, either use sock puppet accounts, Tom, or, anonymous is tough. I wouldn't do this myself, but you could always wipe it if it's a Windows and put Linux on it. Linux is going to give you more flexibility on anonymity. What's the purpose of a company not putting logs on? And then why don't vendors make that as secured by default design? Daniel Santiago. So typically they don't put logs on because they don't know to, right? Like they just plug it in and packets start flying. The application comes up, good to go. And they're not storing logs. Second of all, logs take space. So if you're only saving them local to the box itself, I think I feel like default on Windows, at least back in the day, was like 20 megabytes, which means if you're logging all the things, you're only going to have like a few hours of logs. So by the time you find a compromise, like the logs of the bad thing happening are been overwritten. And then why don't vendors make that as secure by default design? Yeah, I mean, that's always been the rave is like secure by design, but no one's asking for it, so the vendors aren't financially incentivized to do it. Plus, the vendors aren't going to know, like realistically, you need to take the logs and ship them off to a SIM. The vendors aren't going to do that. If I sell you a Microsoft Windows operating system, Daniel, and it's automatically storing logs to itself, that's great. They're not going to know what SIM you have. They're not going to know where to ship the logs off to. So secure by design doesn't really work in that capacity because the log, you have to architect some type of security operations solution or something to push your logs to. Good question though. Fun question. Ooh, Simply Cyber branded mouse. Not a bad idea. Yeah, here we go. Andre Mack talking about Massachusetts pays the most for unemployment. Yep. Dude, Massachusetts is just brutal. Like, guys, like just to give you another quick example, like the property tax on my house for the year is less than what my in-laws pay for 1 month of property tax. Just to give you perspective. Okay. How can we help businesses address the large amount of fines caused by tools like Mythos? I have clients freaking out. Well, I mean, ad tech, I guess take a breath, measured approach, vulnerability management. Like that's the deal. If people are freaking out, then be like, hey, listen, I need you to invest in vulnerability management. Reduce the attacks. Okay, here's what I would tell ad tech. I would have like a two-tiered or two-tine approach to this. Number one, well, first of all, tell them to chill out. Maybe chill out's not the right way to put it, but like be like, listen, we have a solution. We have an approach to manage this risk. Here's what we're going to do. So kind of like set their mind at ease that you have a plan. People love someone who's got a plan and in control. Two-phased approach, in my opinion, that can run in parallel. Number one, Reduce attack surface. Okay, so deprecated application systems that are no longer in need, decommission them. Things that are internet facing, make sure that they're configured to be hardened. All right, so reduce attack surface. Number 2, let's get that vulnerability management program in place, right? Let's patch the things. Let's make it clear to IT that this is a priority. If you haven't invested in a SOC, Security Operations Center, you might want to do that now, because even if you harden all the things, that's just left of boom. Bad can still happen. How do you detect when bad happens? You need a SOC. You can outsource this to an MDR like Arctic Wolf or Expel or Black Hills Information Security's SOC. Okay. Hopefully that answers your questions. All right. Hey guys, can we? All right, hold on. Berlinda's got a. See, I feel terrible asking about mice when people have real questions, because I'm here to help you. Who decides if and when to actually patch it? So, Berlinda, it depends on organizations and what you're patching. If you're just patching something small, you can just do it. If you're patching like an enterprise-wide mission critical application, like a healthcare systems EHR, or like a manufacturing company's financial platform, like an SAP. SAP is a company. ERP is an acronym for enterprise resource planning, like financial forecasting and stuff like that. Then you have to get a maintenance window and coordinate with everybody. So a patch could have a change control board approval requirement if it's a large enough patch. Typically what organizations will do is they'll pre-approve certain patches, like operating system patches. Go ahead automatically. We don't need to talk about it. Things that don't require reboots, go ahead. That's fine. But then anything bigger requires change control. And yes, it's typically documented in policy. And whoever gets to decide it, it's typically either the application owner, the system owner, or IT. And, obviously IT typically owns those systems like firewalls and network devices and stuff. All right. If I can run through all the questions, I will ask my question about the mice. Hey, I'm looking to get a junior SOC role. Any advice for standing out when applying for roles? Yeah, I mean, JT Gorman, I would look for managed detection and response vendors. Like I said, Arctic Wolf, Expel, Black Hills Information Security. There's a bunch of MDR solution providers. Why do I recommend MDR? The MDR providers have well-established workflows. They have training programs. They want to hire junior SOC analysts because, frankly, they'll pay you less than a more advanced SOC analyst. And because they've got such great systems in place, you're gonna be successful, which is awesome, because in 2 years' time, you're gonna be working your butt off. You're probably gonna work shifts you don't want, like overnight and stuff. But in 2 years' time, you're gonna be a rip-roaring, awesome SOC analyst, and then you can go wherever you want. That's what I'd recommend. Also, I want to point out really quickly on the channel, JT Gorman, if you go under Simply Cyber YouTube and then playlist, this is the cyber interview feedback you want. I have a bunch of SOC analyst ones, right? So like this right here is a bunch of SOC analyst interview questions, and then the answers to those questions that will make you look like an absolute rock star in the interview. All right, let's continue on. All right, Kai Cypher, had to step away, not so sure how far you got your mouse. I want to do the mouse search. It's just I have to answer everybody's questions first. I'll come back to this one though. Cooler Master MM711. All right, let me pull this up. We'll start. Cooler Master MM711. Okay, we'll come back to that if time allows. Sierra Montgomery, what's one interview question every aspiring GSC person? Well, I mean, besides the obvious ones, like tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? Do you have any questions for me? I think being able to like explain what risk is a great GRC question to be able to answer. And if you're like, risk is risk. No, You should be able to talk about likelihood, impact, sensitivity of the system, business impact, if a compromise of the system. All right. Hey, Stones fans here. Robert, you're the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week. I don't know if you knew this. You're the Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, dude. Connect with me on Discord. Get you a $100 Amazon gift card. Get you sorted out. Love it. Thanks for all you do, man. All right. If you could give every cyber job seeker one actionable interview tip, what would it be? So absolutely be able to weave in current news into your responses. You'll stand out. Adel says a security head told me they need someone for heavy change management. I know they release a lot of features every month on their platform. What would change management look like for them? What I would think is it's a lot around communication and organization, right? Whenever you're doing real change management, the whole shtick of it is everybody needs to know the change is happening. That way, because you're making a modification to the environment. So if something goes weird, people are like, oh, there was a change. It did this. This is probably what it was. What's the rollback? Who do we contact to communicate? If you're just like, I guess I always like to use metaphors, right? So imagine, if you will, that like you're driving your car, okay? And someone like in the back seat puts the window down. That is a change to the environment of the car, but it's not really a big change, right? Oh, like you're letting the heat in, or you're letting the AC out, or you're letting the cold in and letting the heat out. It's a small thing, but you can kind of fix it. Now, imagine, if you will, you're driving a car and someone like upgrades your engine, right? But then it doesn't work. That's a massive change. Your lights are on the dashboard. You don't know what's going on. All these things are a problem. Who do you call? What's going on? Like, that's why you have change management. You want to make sure that like application knows, help desk knows, IT knows, management knows. You want to make sure that everybody is on the same page and nobody sees a problem with the change. And then you're documenting it, communicating it out. There's a rollback plan. That's what it would look like. And if they're like, yeah, that's it. So, all right, 927. All right, I'm going to skip that question. Space Taco says, host the great mouse question. Sierra Montgomery, you brilliant woman. If you needed a mouse, what kind would you get? This Sierra Montgomery, you are next level hacksaw. All right, guys, let's do the mouse thing really quickly. Thank you. Hey, Badger Unfurled says, man, I love this channel. Guy, hold on. That's as close as I can do it. Thanks, man. Or woman. Thanks, that's cool. Question, when will we get more GRC interview prep videos? I don't know. That I'm working on digital forensics prep videos right now. All right, let's do 2 minutes of mice. Mice. Okay, so here we go. Drop them in chat. I'm looking at chat right now. Here we have the Cooler Master MM711. I'm live in chat right now. Logitech MX vertical mouse. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. Oh my God, look at this thing. Logitech vertical mouse. No, I've seen this one. I can't do this one. I'll tell you, the one that I've been using forever is Logitech trackball. This one. I love this one. The problem is I can't use a wireless mouse because I have so much equipment going on my desk that it actually interferes with the signal. So the mouse will like skip across the scene. So I have to do a wired cursor moving device. But this is normally what I rock. Which, by the way, fun fact, I used to play DayZ with Casually Joseph. And DayZ's difficult with this, or really any FPS game is difficult with a trackball. And he really enjoys making fun of me. Okay, what is this, man? People like this mouse? This seems kind of weird. All right, so MX Ergo S Plus. Let's go look at that. Drop MX Ergo S Plus. Okay. Ooh, okay. Bruh. Let's take a look at this thing. Dude, it's like up, dude, 80% quieter clicks. Like, was someone complaining about that? This could be a winner. It's wireless though, so I'm not sure. All right. It's in the running though. Thank you. What else? Anybody got does anybody have a recommended mouse? We'll go a couple extra minutes. Logitech MX Master 4. So I actually did run this for a while. This is a great mouse. Here, let me do this. This is a great mouse. I actually have one of these over in the closet. Have you guys seen this thing? These things are legit. You can program the crap out of these things. You know what? I might actually give this another go. Roswell. I know it is wireless, but sometimes you can do Bluetooth or 2.4 gigahertz. All right. Neckbeard says he uses an Anchor mouse. Let's see what they. Oh, yeah, I can't. I know some people who have carpal tunnel really like it, but it's not for me. Cyber Shinigami says you can run it wired USB-C. Which one? Uh-oh. Roswell UK is screaming. Let's see what this is. No. Like, I'm not gonna use a trackball. It's gotta be my thumb. It's gotta be my thumb or nothing. Okay, hold on. Code brew found. Okay. I think that's what I'm literally using this exact mouse right now. I can't, it's wired, so I can't lift it up on camera. But I'm it's literally the exact mouse I'm using. It's funny. The MX Ergo S Plus has USB-C. Let's go. Oh yeah. All right, this could be it. All right. I think this could be it. Razer Basilisk V3 mouse. Okay, jazzy jazz. Let's see. By the way, shout out to Basilisk. That was a 1994 Magic the Gathering card. Basically a death touch before they had the keyword. All right, let's look at this thing. Okay, it's hard for me to. I'm not sure I can do this one. Okay. There's a lot going on here. All right. You guys are great. Check the MX Ergo S Plus. Gemini says the USB is charging only, not data. Okay. Razer Naga V2 Pro. Okay. If you're just joining us, we did Cyber Career Hotline, but now you guys, I had a question for the community. I need to get a new mouse or trackball, so you guys are helping me. So if you have a mouse or trackball that you love, drop it in chat. Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on here. Holy crap, dude. How many programmable buttons you need? Look at this thing. Dude, you can like swap out the side plates. Holy jeepers, dude. Who needs a 12 button side plate? I guess, is this for like gamers? Okay. All right, I'll leave it open. This is kind of nice. All right, Boston Alley says that's gold. All right. Let's see. A guy named 303 says that's not a mouse, that's a second keyboard. Yeah, it's an MMO mouse. I don't play MMOs, so it would be cool to have a button that like played like Carl. Like if I could just like thumb sound effects, that'd be fun. All right. Woo! All right, guys. Also, hey, I guess since we're just kicking it now, this is just like a live me thing. Got to go to the P.O. box today. I am excited. I'd ordered some magic cards before I left, and they're sitting at the P.O. box. Plus, my wedding anniversary is coming up very soon. Got a little something for my missus at the P.O. box. Couldn't have it delivered to the house. TJ. Oh, hey, let me give you guys an update. So we're going to Black Hat DEF CON in a couple weeks. Got my flights, got the hotel. Mrs. Auger is going to be in the house. Can't wait. The meetup, the DEF CON meetup on Friday. We are having some serious challenges with that. Lindsay, aka Shield and Slay, has been helping me on the ground. Dude, here's the deal. We are working the meetup. It's just the problem is right now, without getting too in the weeds, I don't mind putting my credit card down and funding the party. Okay, it's not a question about that. Like the sponsors pay good money. I try to share the wealth and share the love with the community. Of course, I've been doing it, regularly. And so I don't mind paying for the party. My problem is we could just show up and take over a bar. What I want to do is call and organize with the bar in advance and say, hey, listen, we're going to bring 200 people. So can you please make sure that you have extra staff on? Or like I'll order $1,000 worth of appetizers and pay for it in advance. That way your kitchen doesn't get overrun. I'm trying to be reasonable and plan so the bar doesn't get crushed. And what's ended up happening is they're like, oh yeah, we'd love to have you. It'll be $7,000 for actually the place we're looking at was like, it'll be $5,000. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, all right, like, okay. And then I was like, all right, let's do it, And then they came back to like, actually it's $7,000 because it's Friday. And I'm like, what are you up to, man? I was like, so I actually messaged back and said, all right. So I haven't gotten the response yet, but I emailed him yesterday and I said, hey, listen, how about this? How about instead of me giving you $7,000, we're just going to show up and we don't need a reserve spot. We're just going to take over your bar. So just know that you're going to have a run on your bar. I don't know what else to tell you. I'll spend a lot of money at your bar, but I'm not going to give you $7,000. Like we ran the party last year and it was $3,000. Okay. And I didn't mind paying $3,000. We had a great time. But $7,000, dude, come on. What are we up to? It doesn't need a stage. We're just gonna do it. Like I don't need a stage. I don't need music. I was trying to organize something great that would be wonderful for you, and the bar would win. And it's just been frustrating, y'all. So I think what we're going to end up doing is just taking over a place. So details to follow, okay? All right. Nerdpocalypse Nerdpocalypse? Bro, my guy. I established an LLC called Nerdpocalypse. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Got a meeting at 10, meeting at 11. It's all about good times. It is going to be a hashtag raid. Let us know. Hey, if you are going to be at DEF CON in Vegas or you're local to Vegas, please come out. I would love to buy you drinks. Friday of DEF CON, okay? Roswell UK, if I will let everybody know what I end up buying with the mouse situation, the rat race, as it were. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your suggestions on the mouse. Thanks for listening to me complain about the party for DEF CON. It's been weighing heavy on my mind. Thanks, Carrie. Guys, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Shout out to the mod team. Shout out to Stones Fan, our Simply Cyber community member of the week. Come back tomorrow, 8 a.m., and we'll continue kicking it. Till next time, y'all. Stay secure. See ya!